Hey guys, I was thinking about one of my. I was talking to one of my students, one of my black belts, on Thursday, and if he's watching, he'll know exactly who I was talking about. And we were talking about how he's getting ready to actually test for rank, for his next rank of black belt, and I thought it was interesting. It just struck me a little bit, but it's normal also. How he was concerned about testing. Now I watch him do his stuff, and I know what level he's at, and I understand in my mind when I look at him testing for second degree, he is further than I was in a lot of ways. In other words, he has more information than I had when I was a second degree. When I tested for second degree, he's further along as far as the information that he knows. But he was he was showing humility. He wasn't doing it on purpose. He was actually doing it in a way where he just wasn't sure. He didn't feel like he was ready. And that's a good thing for him not to feel like he's ready, because what I was telling him is that when you're doing your thing, sometimes you feel like you're not good at the thing that you're doing. I told this to one of my black belts a long time ago when she was struggling and she felt like she wasn't getting any further. And I said to you, this is just a mental struggle. It has nothing to do with how good or bad you are. What's happening as your skill, basically what you feel like is happening is you're going like this. You feel down one day, then you feel like, hey, I'm doing really good. Then all of a sudden, man, I'm no good. Then the next day you're like, man, I'm really good. And then you're kind of like, I'm okay. Oh, really good. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm horrible. And then I'm back, oh, I'm pretty good. Hey, I'm fantastic. Oh, I'm okay. I'm terrible. The reason why that happens is that's a natural sine wave that happens on your trek up in skill. See? It's on this linear upward line that you're going up and down on. You just don't see the fact that you're going up because you haven't seen the whole, you can't see everything that's happening. As a teacher, it's a lot easier for me to be able to see these things because I remember when the student was a white, yellow, orange, green, blah, blah, blah. And I remember where they came from, right? And I can also compare them to an average of the rank that they are, average of different people in that rank, kind of an average of that. And that tells me where they're at. Does that make sense? As an average between different people in different martial arts at that same rank. I don't know if that makes sense. That's the way I do it. But anyway, so he didn't know how good he was. I did. I know he's ready to test him. I'm 100% certain that he's ready to go. But he doesn't think he's ready, which is a good thing, because the fact that he doesn't think he's ready means he's not going to. I told him it's kind of like, I have you guys spar, and sometimes for him, because he does private classes mostly, sometimes he'll get in with the other classes. But because he does private classes, he doesn't get to spar a lot of people. He only spars me. So his only understanding of if he's good or not is compared to sparring me, which isn't a great indicator, right? Because, I'm his teacher, so of course I'm going to be a little bit better than he is, right? So he's like, wow, I just can't, I'm not getting it like you're doing it, or this, or blah, 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 like you're, and I told him it's kind of good and bad, because for him to just have one person that he spars, it's bad, but it's also kind of good from that standpoint that he won't get a big head, because sometimes students will spar multiple people their rank or a little bit lower rank than they are, and they'll just easily beat them, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm the best person in the world. They get their, what do they say? They get too big for the britches, and they think they're really so much better than they really are. You know what I'm saying? not to say, and again, I told him this too. I told him that there's a lot he needs to work on, but I also told him there's a lot that I need to work on. Okay? There's a lot of things that I see further out that I am just not there. I'm not where I see myself to be, right? Where I could be. Not that I think I deserve to be there. None of that. It's just I see where I could be, where my potential can go, right? And so as long as he keeps seeing that, then he's in a position to grow. Otherwise, he's just gonna sit there and if he were to come to the conclusion that he made it, he's the best, he's so good. Even if he's not the best, he's better than all these other little people that he spars. So he's good enough. Then at that point, you start to degenerate. Your training starts to leave you. Just from that thought, you become worse. Just from thinking that, you auto become worse. A lot of people don't think it happens that fast, but it does. It really, really does. It's almost the thought is degenerative. It causes you to degenerate in your skill, your thinking, your abilities, the way you engage with people, all kinds of stuff. You start acting different than, and the way you act further degenerates your training or your possibility to move forward or that kind of thing. So I told him, you're doing good to think that, you're not where you think you are, but just realize that you are ready and you will be ready. I gave him a couple of things to work on that I wanted him to work on, specifically to be able, and it's not a lot of stuff. But the point is, it's good that he can see far out and go, I'm not good enough. I don't think what that tells me is he has a weighty respect and reverence for the rank, so that he knows that when he gets that rank, he's still not going to feel like he really deserves it, and that's perfect. That's how all of us feel when we get to a rank, a higher rank. None of us feel like we deserve it. None of us. Unless that person is really bad. She or they don't believe that they deserve their rank, right? Now, they may think they went through it and they were given the rank, right? But nobody thinks I'm initially, unless they're not very good. Unless they've been taught wrong. They don't think they deserve their rank. You know what I'm saying? You still feel inadequate in some ways for that rank. And in other ways, you feel, okay, I'm pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at doing this, actually. This part of it, pretty good. And that's a balanced, humble way of thinking about it. So anyway, I said all that to say, it was really cool to see him have that kind of humility